I just wanted to put out a quick update since I've been having trouble getting videos out lately. You can skip ahead if you want to just know what I'm changing instead of hearing why. Unfortunately, I have a lot of issues staying on any kind of a schedule. My sleep schedule isn't and really hasn't ever been one. And even situations that force some semblance of a routine in my life tend to do so at the expense of other important things, such as sleep, and they can't really be maintained long-term without significant issues. Originally, I had figured I had a way to compensate for this when it came to YouTube. I could just schedule the videos, after all, so if I built up a few extras, I could schedule them weeks in advance or set them aside to publish when I was having an issue. Nobody would have to actually see the impact of these problems that way, though obviously it would restrict what I could put out a little bit. If nothing else, that buffer couldn't be about current events. Considering that the majority of what I was internally pushed to talk about then wasn't so time-sensitive, this seemed like no big deal. Certainly it'd be a small price to pay for avoiding having issues that are far too often seen as simple laziness put out there for public criticism and discussion at the worst possible time, when they were already interfering with parts of my life. But fast forward a bit and I actually did have this buffer available before I left. The wedding part of my reason for leaving was known well in advance, and until I found out my aunt had died, I was just planning on scheduling something and turning off notifications if anything got too much for me to handle. Finding out about my aunt all of a sudden, however, wound up too much, and I could see how poorly I was responding to things in other formats. Even before my announcement, I was lashing out at people on Twitter and becoming too much of a wreck to handle the discussions I knew everything I had planned could bring. So I took a break from publishing entirely instead of just using what I'd recorded. But I did have things recorded. The last 2 videos I published were written and recorded before I found out, though I had trouble finding the most recent one when I wanted to edit it. I actually hadn't successfully created anything new since, unless you count my updates and announcements. Though I suspect that may be changing today. I had another topic recorded and ready to edit, but when I went to do so recently in hopes of getting back to a normal release schedule, I realized I wasn't going to publish it at all without reworking most of what it said. I'd simply learned and experienced things since, and that changed too much that I didn't want to publish it as it was. Which brings me to my minor change. At least for the moment, I'm done even attempting to have a particular upload schedule. I'll probably still use the schedule feature so that videos can go public at a better time than when I happen to finish them, and so I can hopefully keep the captions on them when they release. But that's pretty much it. Maybe you'll get to see my bursts of productivity, because I don't really intend to delay videos if I actually get more than one not time-sensitive thing done in a week. This will be better for me anyway, as I won't have days after I've finished and decided to publish something to worry about the reactions and second guess if I should let it be seen. But at the same time, if I don't get anything done, then I don't get anything done. I've already more than once come close to publishing something substantially lower quality just for the sake of getting something out on time, and I don't want to do that either. And just a reminder, suggestions and feedback are definitely appreciated. Whether it's an idea for something I should discuss, some way I could make my content better, sharing what you like or don't like, whatever. Even just general discussion or questions. It's all welcome in the comments, as well as Discord, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Minds. I've even got Tumblr set up to allow anonymous posts through the Ask page, so if you want to say something to me completely anonymously for whatever reason, even without an account, that's an option at the moment too. I'll link to it in the description. I also have everything open basically anytime I'm on the computer, so I should definitely see anything anyone sends me.